I'm Rick Edwards. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Richmond. I want to thank you all for coming today. We want to talk a bit about celebratory gunfire and trying to get ahead of it. So we want to announce some of the arrests we've made over the past couple of years. We've always made arrests on New Year's Eve, so that's something we've always done. What I think has been different the last 2 years is the investigations we've conducted after New Year's Eve. Sometimes it's not feasible to make the arrest in the moment, but we've conducted investigations the last 2 years, and I presented out on my year-ends press conferences about those arrests. And I thought it would be prudent to just kind of talk to folks, talk to the community, so we can hopefully avoid some of the folks using their firearms inappropriately to celebrate the new year. And just to give a sense of the issue, so New Year's Eve between 2023 and 2024, so 2 years ago we saw 92 calls for service for random gunfire. Last year we saw 84, and I can just tell you that is underreported. So many folks in Richmond have just grown accustomed to it. I'm quite sure more than 84 people heard gunfire last year. But it's something that, is a concern for our community. It's not, I think we've grown accustomed to it, but we shouldn't. Something I've talked about in the past. Personally, I remember I was working this night on January 1st, 2020, where we had an individual who was shot and killed accidentally by a person who was celebrating the new year, playing with firearms, intoxicated, and unfortunately killed this young lady. So Mateen Johnson was convicted of manslaughter later on that New Year's Eve investigation. Reckless shooting on January 1st of 2022. We had 3 individuals who were injured. So we had an adult female on Cedar Street shot and wounded, another adult female shot and wounded on North 28th, and then an adult male was injured in the 400 block of North 9th Street. So again, people actually shot. And these are not all coming from bullets that go up and come down. These are often people who are shooting guns, often intoxicated, and firing those weapons and injuring their friends. And then 2 years ago, we talked about 3 individuals that were convicted. So we charged individuals on these investigations. They weren't arrested that night, but days afterwards, we went back, looked at video, talked to witnesses, collected evidence, and were able to charge and convict 3 individuals in 2024. The first was Nasir Mangrum. He was charged and convicted of reckless handling of a firearm, felony possession of a firearm, or felony possession with the intent to distribute marijuana, and also possession of a concealed weapon. Shondell Red, also of Richmond, was charged with recklessly handling a firearm and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And then Jaquan Young was charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. This is 2 years ago. And we presented out on that and talked about those arrests, but these are the convictions. And then last year at this time, when I came before you and spoke about 2 individuals that we were able to charge and recklessly and convict for recklessly firing a weapon that night. So Michael Hicks Jr. of Richmond was charged with shooting within 1,000 feet of a school. He was within 1,000 feet of Mosby Middle School, discharged a firearm on New Year's Eve. He was not arrested that night, but our investigation led to charges and convictions. And same thing for Paul Jones of Richmond, the same general location. So the message we want to get out to our community is that I will be out there with my senior command staff New Year's Eve. We will be partnering with our officers. We will be not only arresting people who are shooting guns that night, but as I want to mention, we will be following up relentlessly on these cases, utilizing the officers who are out there. Something new that we've had this year is our gunshot detection, which tells our officers exactly where gunfire is going. We'll be using cameras and following up. Our license plate readers, the Capital City Intelligence Center, which is fully up and running, will be working on New Year's Eve and informing those officers. And then as I mentioned previously, we will be talking in detail and conducting those thorough investigations that hopefully this year when I present out in about 3 or 4 weeks, I won't have anything to say. Hopefully people will not be shooting guns in the air and discharging their weapons and celebrating. But if they do, our officers will be out there to make those arrests. So we want people in Richmond to celebrate the new year. We want people to be safe, though. And certainly using your firearm to celebrate the new year is inappropriate and can cause real-world harm. So we're asking folks to leave their guns at home and celebrate with their friends and family and get through the new year in a safe way.